racists.
Well,
Does your organization just hurl around epithets like that without any justification?
Mr. Gill, what we do is
I'm giving you the opportunity to
You're not
justify.
giving me the
Mr. Chairman,
opportunity.
what's he referring to? And can he let the witness
Time
answer the
belongs
question? This
to
is
time-
outrageous.
No, it's not. The
not.
time
Allow him to
belongs-
speak.
I know you
What
don't
are
like
What
my
are you
question.
referring to?
Time
I know you
belongs-
don't like my question.
What are you referring to,
Time
Mr. Gill?
belongs to the gentleman from
My time
Texas.
here.
It's now expired, but he will be able.
Welcome back to Freedom Forge, the channel where we believe in faith, freedom, the Constitution, and holding those in power accountable. If you enjoy honest political analysis, in-depth coverage of congressional hearings, and discussions about the issues shaping America, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest coverage. Today, we're looking at a heated Senate hearing focused on extremism, political labeling, free speech, and the growing influence of advocacy organizations in America's political debate. What began as a discussion about extremist symbols quickly turned into a broader confrontation over accusations of racism, the role of the Southern Poverty Law Center, abortion politics, and whether Americans with traditional conservative beliefs are being unfairly portrayed as extremists. The exchange became one of the most intense moments of the hearing as lawmakers challenged witnesses over consistency, political bias, and the standards used to label individuals and organizations.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for letting us stay a little late so that I can go here. I appreciate it. And thank you to the witnesses for taking the time, Professor McCord, Mr. Banger, Dr. King, and Mr. Fair. I really appreciate y'all taking the time to be here. Mr. Fair, do you recognize the tattoo on this man's chest? This is Secretary Hegseth.
No.
It's a tattoo of the Jerusalem cross. Your organization has referred to it as essentially a hate image. Do you agree with that assessment?
I'd have to see the assessment in our material to determine.
Referred
but
to it as a
I'm not
hateful-
familiar with the symbol.
You're not familiar. Do you have any thoughts on that symbol, on that tattoo?
No, I don't.
No, none at all? You don't have any opinion on it?
No, I don't.
Okay. What about this tattoo? Do you have an opinion on this tattoo?
I'm not an expert on tattoos. No, I don't.
Okay. I can give you a little bit of background. This is a tattoo on Maine Democrat Senate candidate Grand Plattner's chest. That's the Nazi SS death head tattoo. Do you have any opinions on that?
If it's what you say, if it's a Nazi
It is.
symbol, we oppose Nazis.
We oppose, I agree, we do oppose Nazis. Do you think if somebody got a Nazi tattoo on their chest, that's indicative that they might be a Nazi?
You'd have to ask Mr. Plattner why he has that symbol. I've
Why?
already said that if it is a symbol of Nazism, we oppose Nazis.
You don't think that that's indicative that perhaps he holds Nazi sentiments?
It may well be.
It may well be. I think, do people who aren't Nazis normally get Nazi tattoos on their chest?
Again, I assume they don't.
You assume they don't? I would assume so too. I don't know anybody who's not a Nazi. I don't know anybody who has a Nazi tattoo on their chest but is not a Nazi. Do you?
No.
Do you think that somebody who has a Nazi tattoo on their chest should serve in the United States Senate?
I wouldn't vote for that person.
I certainly wouldn't either. Do you think that this should disqualify him politically from serving in the Senate?
Again, I'm not sure where the line of questions is going.
The
The SPLC, if you're asking me, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
If you're asking me if the SPLC opposes Nazis and Nazi symbols, the answer is yes.
Yep. The SPLC has referred to this same tattoo as a racist skinhead symbol and tattoo. You can see the resemblance there. You wouldn't want somebody with a tattoo like that in the Senate?
No.
No, I wouldn't either. I appreciate your candor there. Got a couple other questions. Shifting gears a little bit, your organization said that restricting and banning abortion is a tool of that the far right uses to maintain white supremacy. Do you believe that pro-lifers are white supremacists?
I believe that reproductive liberty is,
No, do you believe that pro-lifers are white supremacists?
I will tell you what I believe if
It's
you're
just
asking.
yes or no?
I can't answer that question, yes or no.
I don't think that pro-lifers are white supremacists. Do you?
What I think is that reproductive liberty is a right that every woman should enjoy.
How many babies in the United States that are aborted are black? About 40% of abortions nationwide are of black babies. Blacks represent about 13% of the population. Does that sound like something a white supremacist would oppose?
What I would say again is that SPLC supports reproductive liberty.
Calling somebody a white supremacist is a pretty serious charge, isn't it? I would think you would be able to defend that if your organization says that. You clearly seem unable to.
Mr. Gill, I'm not sure why you would think I'm unable to do
Because
anything.
you're the president of the SPLC, which labels pro-lifers as racists.
Well,
Does your organization just hurl around epithets like that without any justification?
Mr. Gill, what we do is
I'm giving you the opportunity to
You're not
justify.
giving me
Mr. Chairman, what's he referring to, and can he let the witness
Time
answer the
belongs
question? This
to
is
time-
outrageous.
No, it's not. The
not.
time
Allow him to
belongs-
speak.
I know you don't like
What
my
are you
question.
referring to?
Time
I know you don't
belongs-
like my question.
What are you referring to,
Time
Mr. Gill?
belongs to the gentleman from
My time
Texas.
here.
It's now expired, but he will be able to ask his last question, and we'll give the witness a chance to respond.
All right, I'll give my last question to Dr. King. Dr. King, are pro-lifers white supremacists?
Pro-lifers cannot be white supremacists. Pro-lifers believe in life from the womb to the tomb and beyond. Pro-lifers fight for every baby in the womb, regardless of skin color. We have been aborted as blacks in America disproportionately. And so the white supremacists are Planned Parenthood, who admitted that they do have racist underpinning with an agenda to reduce the black population by abortion.
That's right. Thank you, Dr. King.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Watching this hearing, one thing immediately stood out to me. Americans are growing tired of seeing different standards applied, depending on who is being questioned. Whether you're conservative, liberal, Republican, Democrat, or independent, fairness should never be optional. If we're going to condemn hatred, then we should condemn it consistently. If symbols matter, then they should matter regardless of whose body they appear on or which political party benefits. The hearing opened with questions surrounding tattoos that have generated political controversy. One lawmaker displayed images of different tattoos and asked the witness whether they recognized them. One tattoo belonged to Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and featured the Jerusalem cross, while another image allegedly showed what was described as a Nazi SS death head symbol on a political candidate. The questioning wasn't simply about tattoos. It was about consistency. The witness appeared reluctant to immediately characterize one symbol while eventually agreeing that if another symbol truly represented Nazism, then Nazis should obviously be opposed. That isn't controversial. Every decent American rejects Nazism. Every decent American rejects racial supremacy. Every decent American rejects hatred. But what became controversial was the apparent hesitation to apply the same certainty across different examples. That hesitation became the central focus of the exchange. As I watched this unfold, I couldn't help thinking about how often Americans see institutions accused of applying one standard to conservatives and another standard to everyone else. Whether those accusations are always justified is something people can debate, but hearings like this fuel that perception. The senator continued pressing the witness, asking whether someone displaying a Nazi tattoo would likely hold Nazi beliefs and whether such a person should serve in the United States Senate. The witness acknowledged that he wouldn't vote for someone displaying a Nazi symbol and agreed that such symbolism was deeply problematic. Again, that's hardly controversial. The real issue became why some symbols receive immediate condemnation, while others require lengthy explanations or uncertainty. Americans want consistency. If a symbol represents hatred, then call it hatred. If it doesn't, then explain why. People don't appreciate selective outrage. The hearing then shifted dramatically toward another explosive topic: abortion and accusations of white supremacy. The senator cited previous statements attributed to the organization suggesting that restrictions on abortion have been described as tools used by the far right to maintain white supremacy. He then asked a simple question: do pro-life Americans qualify as white supremacists? Instead of receiving a direct answer, the witness repeatedly returned to broader statements supporting reproductive rights rather than directly addressing whether millions of pro-life Americans should be associated with racial supremacy. Eventually, after repeated questioning, the witness stated that he did not believe pro-life Americans are white supremacists. That answer probably should have come immediately. One thing many Americans find frustrating is when straightforward questions receive carefully crafted political responses instead of equally straightforward answers. Whether someone supports abortion rights or opposes abortion rights, labeling millions of citizens with one of society's most serious accusations demands extraordinary evidence. Calling someone racist, calling someone extremist, calling someone white supremacist. These are accusations that can permanently damage reputations. Those labels shouldn't be thrown around casually. If you're going to make those accusations, then you should be prepared to defend them clearly and specifically. Otherwise, people begin losing trust in organizations that claim to objectively identify extremism. The senator then introduced abortion statistics concerning the percentage of abortions involving Black Americans and argued that those numbers contradict claims that pro-life advocacy represents white supremacy. The witness continued emphasizing support for reproductive rights rather than engaging directly with the argument being presented. At that point, frustration inside the hearing room became obvious. Other senators interrupted. Objections were raised. The chairman reminded everyone about the rules governing questioning. Even after the interruption, the senator managed to ask one final question before his time expired. He turned to another witness and asked directly whether pro-life Americans are white supremacists. That witness answered without hesitation, stating that pro-life Americans cannot be white supremacists because, in his view, they advocate for protecting every unborn child regardless of race. He also argued that abortion has disproportionately affected Black communities and criticized Planned Parenthood, referencing long-standing debates about its history and founding. Those comments reflect one side of a deeply contested political issue. Others strongly disagree with those conclusions, particularly regarding abortion policy and interpretations of historical evidence. The broader point illustrated by the hearing was how sharply divided Americans remain over abortion, race, and the language used in political discourse. Stepping back from the hearing itself, I think this exchange highlights something much bigger than tattoos or abortion. America has entered an era where labels often replace conversations. Instead of debating ideas, too many people immediately try to categorize their opponents as extremists. Instead of persuading people, they try to discredit them. That approach doesn't strengthen democracy. It weakens it. As conservatives, we should absolutely reject genuine racism. We should reject anti-Semitism. We should reject Nazism. We should reject political violence. But we should also reject the temptation to casually smear millions of Americans because they hold different political or religious beliefs. The overwhelming majority of pro-life Americans aren't motivated by racial hatred. The overwhelming majority of pro-choice Americans aren't motivated by hatred either. People arrive at these positions for many different moral, philosophical, religious, and personal reasons. Reducing everyone to caricatures only makes meaningful dialogue impossible. One of the reasons hearings like this attract so much attention is because they expose how difficult it has become to have honest political conversations. Every question is viewed through a partisan lens. Every answer is dissected. Every hesitation becomes a headline. Yet beneath all the political theater lies an important question every American should ask. Can we build institutions that apply standards fairly regardless of ideology? Can organizations investigate extremism without appearing politically selective? Can politicians challenge one another without assuming the worst motives? Those questions matter because public trust is fragile. Once Americans believe institutions operate according to political preferences instead of consistent principles, rebuilding confidence becomes incredibly difficult. Whether you agreed with every question asked during this hearing or disagreed with parts of the exchange, it undeniably sparked an important conversation about fairness, accountability, and consistency in American politics. At Freedom Forge, we believe that sunlight remains the best disinfectant. Congressional hearings should ask difficult questions. Witnesses should expect rigorous scrutiny. Public officials and influential organizations should be willing to explain their positions before the American people. That's how representative government is supposed to work. The American people deserve transparency. They deserve honest answers. And above all, they deserve equal standards applied to everyone, regardless of political affiliation. Thank you for watching today's analysis. If you believe Congress should continue asking tough questions, and if you value thoughtful discussions about the issues affecting our nation, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Freedom Forge, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe organizations that label extremism apply their standards consistently, or do you think political bias has become part of the process? I look forward to reading your perspective, and I'll see you in the next video.